I have been appointed as the economic advisor to the DAP Secretary General for the past year or so since I joined DAP. And I thought it's right for me to talk about the economy and talk about the issues affecting the country in the economic sector today. Why is it happening? Is our economy really in trouble? Why is our pocket shrinking? Is your pocket shrinking? Are your pockets shrinking? Yeah. Do you have enough money? No. Stupid question. Malaysia 40 over years ago, 41, 42 years ago, in 1966, was one of the most developed nations among developing countries in Asia. It was one of the most developed nations among developing countries in Malaysia. Did you know that in 1966, our average income, each of you, your average income is 3 times that of South Koreans. 3 times that of South Koreans. That means our income was approximately $330 per person, while an average South Korean was only making $130 per person. In a short period of 24 years, less than 3 decades, 1990, we achieved parity. Achieved parity. In a short 14 years after that, very short 14 years after that, do you know that an average Korean makes 3 times the income of an average Malaysian?
So do the footballer.
I'll come to that. An average Korean now makes 3 times the money that an average Malaysian makes. So what is the government telling us that our economy is doing very, very well? Is it true?
No!
Why?
Are they cheating us?
Yes!
They bullshit!
I'll talk more about that as well. Look at the South Korean team. In 1966, we were trashing them. 3-1 scorelines was usual in Merdeka Cups. We have our Mokhtar Dahari, our Sochin Ans, doing very, very well for footballs in football tournaments. Damn, what we have today. We couldn't beat Cambodia. We can't even beat Cambodia. In 2004, South Korea reached the semi-finals of the World Cup. Semi-finals, top 4 country in the world. Where is Malaysia today? Anyone knows this year's rankings? 161. 161. Paiseh ah. Sibei paiseh ah. Hide ah. Don't know where to hide ah. It's the same thing for our economy. It's the same thing. Let's look at something closer. Let's look at Singapore. Anyone know how big Singapore is? They call it a tiny red dot. They call it a tiny red dot. And Malaysian politicians like to insult Singaporeans as a tiny red dot. Malaysia in land size is 400 over times the size of Singapore. Land size 400 over times. In terms of population, we are more than 6 times the population of Singapore. Are we 6 times richer?
No!
The whole entire economy of Malaysia, the entire country add together, not just Peninsular Malaysia, but we include Sabah and Sarawak, which is supposed to be so rich with so much potential. So much potential. It is only 10% more or 10% larger than the tiny red dot below us. 10% larger. The entire economy of Singapore is nearly the size of Malaysia's economy. And based on the current rate of growth that our government is so proud of, within a short period of 7 years, we just keep it the same rate of growth, within a short period of 7 years, Singapore becomes a bigger economy overall than Malaysia. What shame. Tiny island. They have nothing. Do they have oil?
No!
Do they have tin?
No!
Do they have oil palm?
No!
Do they have land? They have nothing. So why is it that they are doing so much better than us? What if the day comes when DAP is decimated? That will be a very, very sad day indeed. With your support, we hope never it will happen. This is what is happening to our schools. I had a thought where I spent 45 minutes just listing down all the happenings whereby principals attempt to religiousify our secondary and primary schools. At 45 minutes, I couldn't stop the role of an MP, is to change and amend or improve the laws of this country. That is what the parliament is for. It's called member of parliament, not member of drainage system. I agree. Local councils are not effective, useless, very slow in clearing rubbish, very bad in paving roads. Because why? They all contract out to their kawan-kawans, who will then contract out to their kawan-kawans, who then contract out to their kawan-kawans, who then contract out to the poor guy who has to do it for 10% of the cost. That's what's happening for local councils. But to repair that damage, to the real source of the problem, MPs must get to the real source of the problem and not do the work on behalf of the local councillors.
Malaysia bersama kita berjuang bersama, inilah masa bersama, itulah impian berubah untuk Malaysia, berubah untuk
Let's welcome once again Saudara Lim Kit Siang, Parliamentary Opposition Leader of the previous Parliament session.
Is it the MP for PJU? Can or cannot? Lagu satu besar Kohi and PJU. Thailand. Sure. Definite. Thank you.
To lie, to win the votes of the Petaling Jaya residents. I will stand for truth. I will stand for integrity. I will ask for equal opportunities. And I will speak for you. Send me to Parliament and I will do all those things for you. Thank you. Thank you.
Take a photograph of them like that. Wow.